2017 Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, has reached its destination. We may not officially be to the halfway point yet this year, but the series has come home. This weekend, we're in Speedway, Indiana at the world's most historic racetrack for the Mazda Road to Indy Grand Prix presented by Royal Purple, supporting the Lupus Foundation of America. It's time to go open wheel racing. Welcome to Speedway, Indiana. Welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And welcome to Road to Indy TV. Coming into Indianapolis, there have been 4 races run so far in the Indy Lights Championship presented by Cooper Tires. And of those 4 races, there's been 3 different winners. And of those 3 different winners, all of them have been rookies to the championship this season. Aaron Telitz, Nico Jamin, and of course, 2-time winner, Colton Herta. We're gonna walk around, talk to those guys, and find out what it's been like to compete at the highest level this season. Nico, the Indy Lights car, how different is it from the Pro Mazda machine you raced and won in last year?
You know, it is quite a bit different driving-wise, so I had to adapt a little bit. I know we have a very strong car with Andretti, and it was a smooth transition. I mean, you can see all the rookies are right up there, and it shows how good the Road to Indy is, and it's really a good program to help us.
What's with the rookies scoring all these victories so far?
Man, we're just really, really fast. It's obvious. I mean, Nico and I have been coming up through the ranks together from USF 2000 to Pro Mazda to Indy Lights, and we've won every step of the way. And Colton did a year of USF 2000, then went over to Europe to learn a little bit more and come back here, and he's showing really strong too. I think it's a really, really strong rookie field. I wish Pata was here, honestly. You know, that would just make it even stronger, but we're going to keep taking it to the veterans all year.
What do you think the veterans think of you guys coming out here and fighting? What's the feel in the garage area?
I'm sure they're not super happy. I'm sure they expected a lot more, but you know, I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I don't mind it.
If you could star in any film, which film would it be?
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Are you dirty when you dance?
No. Patrick Swayze, he kills it.
You know, you do have a bit of Swayze about yourself. Have you heard that before?
I have heard that before. Yeah.
That's why you'd be a good dirty dancer.
Maybe.
Nobody puts you in the corner.
No. Baby.
There it is. If you were the wedding cake, what kind of wedding cake would you be?
You gotta be vanilla on vanilla. I mean, that's my favorite.
That sounds boring, dude.
No, it's the best. The creamy vanilla, you know, and it's gotta be a moist cake. You can't have that dry stuff. It's gotta be moist.
Parker Thompson, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you, Tony?
I'm what would they say in Canada? I'm a boot fine.
A boot?
I feel good about this weekend. Do you?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this weekend.
It hurts my knees to stand like this. Does it hurt your knees?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you're standing up straight right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
All right, well, I'm going to fix this. Is the rumor true that you were actually born in a potato sack?
We don't tell very many people that, but yeah. Yeah, we try and keep that on the low.
If you cry while standing in the shower, are you really even crying?
It's kind of like if you're peeing while you're swimming. Are you really peeing?
If you were an animal, which animal would you be?
A dog.
A dog? Explain.
All the girls love it.
All the girls do love a dog. What's it like working with these Carlin guys? They're listening to country music right now. Do you like country music?
No, I don't like, mate. Don't like.
You don't like it?
No, don't like it.
What kind of music do you like?
I like some pop music, electronic music as well, and some Brazilian music, of course.
If you had to be any vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd have to say cucumber.
Cucumber, interesting. Why?
I'm a big cucumber guy. I like it in my salad, wraps. Big cucumber guy.
Big cucumber guy. That could be misconstrued. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
A rabbit.
Why? I like how you answered that. A rabbit.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're fast?
Yes, and reproducing.
Oh.
Okay, well, that took you a while, man.
If you could be any hair care product, which hair care product would you be?
Oh, a Tony and Guy probably.
I don't even know what that is, man.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's why you're bald.
Oh, wow. You just got right to the point, didn't you? You're not my favorite driver anymore. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, really, sadly.
Who was your favorite driver?
You were up until about 5 seconds ago.
Wow.
We're here on the podium inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a truly historic occasion. It's the weekend of Juan Piedrahita's 100th race, and the reason we're sitting here at the podium at Indianapolis Motor Speedway is Juan here is one of the only drivers to ever finish on the podium in all 3 of the Mazda Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tire Championships. That's pretty impressive to think that you stood on the podium in all 3 of the rungs on the Mazda Road to Indy.
I never thought I would get this far, to be honest. I started this dream when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And now that I'm here, I just want to keep going. Another 20 years, that would be good.
100 races on the Mazda Road to Indy presented by Cooper Tires. Number 100's on Friday. Can you tell me a little bit about that first race? Can you remember it?
Yeah, I remember. It was 2011. It was March. It was the weekend of the 12 hours of Sebring. That was F2000. I was with JDC. A great team, great group of guys. And I just show up. I remember I didn't know anyone. And the car was good that weekend. We finished 5th and 4th. So it was a great start. I was really happy, and I was really looking forward to, to the rest of the season.
I know this is probably a tough question, but can you tell me about, not necessarily your favorite memory, but maybe just a memory that really sticks out in your mind about your time here?
First time I drove on an oval, Lucas Oil Raceway, and the race last year here, that was amazing. And every time I get to every time I went from F2000 to Pro Mazda to Indy Lights, the first time I drove the car, that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. And you talk about driving on the oval at Lucas Oil being one of your favorite memories, but also coming here and being a part of a great Freedom 100 last season in 2016. You guys were flying around this place in Indy Lights cars. I think 200 miles an hour?
Yeah, we were doing, I remember at the race, I look at my dash and we were doing 205.
What's that like?
I don't know how to describe it. That race was so surreal. We started last, and by half a race we were already P4. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how I did it. It was just happening, and it was one of the greatest races I've ever done.
What's it like to drive a car around this place?
Well, the first lap you do around here, there's no words to describe it. You're just like, there's no way I have to do this flat out. There's no way. You're thinking that, and your brain is like, you have to lift, and you have to force yourself to go flat. And once you get that down, you're like, okay, this is good. But then they say, okay, let's go around in traffic. And then that's a different ballpark because you're going faster. And then you have the wind is not the same. It's not hitting the same. So you're like, the car's moving around. And you have to be really close. And you have to be, look for the air outside or inside. So it's uncomfortable the first. It's always uncomfortable, but you just have to be comfortable, comfortable like this.
Now that you're here full time, you reside in Indiana. Correct?
Correct, here in Indianapolis.
So, I mean, Indianapolis and Bogota, Colombia, pretty much the same place, right? Tomato, tomato?
I don't know. They're different places for sure.
They're different places for sure. What do you enjoy to do in Indianapolis, Indiana? Because the typical American would probably enjoy X, Y, and Z. But you're a Colombian, and you're not from here. I don't see you, I don't know, are you the guy going to the Indiana State Fair and munching on corn dogs and deep fried Oreos?
I did it once.
How was it?
It was okay.
It was okay?
It was just okay.
It was okay?
Yeah, I mean, I like going to King Island, in Ohio. It's the theme park.
Okay.
Amusement park, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I like playing soccer, but you guys don't play soccer.
I mean, we do. We just play other sports, too.
Yeah, you guys just suck, but I liked playing soccer, too.
We play football, but not with our feet.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense.
When you are home in Colombia, how often do you get to go home, first of all?
Once a year, maybe twice.
Really? Is that tough?
At the beginning, it was tough. When you're like 16 and you're living in another country by yourself, it kind of sucks. But then you just get used to it, and then you just realize you're doing this for a greater purpose, right? So.
Well, Juan, we certainly congratulate you on 100 races, and we wish you the best in your next 100 races, whether it's Mazda Road to Indy or whatever else you may race. But thanks a bunch for everything you've done here with Mazda Road to Indy, and thanks for taking the time, man. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope tomorrow it's a good one.
The Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship, powered by Mazda, belonged to Oliver Askew. The 20-year-old from Florida put his Cape Motorsport Soul Red Mazda on the pole for both races prior to driving to the victory in rounds 5 and 6 of 2017. Despite full course cautions coming out on the first lap of both races this weekend, Askew kept the field behind him. In race 1, joining Askew on the podium would ultimately be Calvin Meng of Pabst Racing and Askew's teammate Ricky Donison following a post-race disqualification of Team Pelfrey's Kalen Fredericks, who drove to second place on the track before his number 81 machine failed post-race technical inspection. Race 2 on Saturday was another straightforward affair once the racing began after the lap 1 caution. Pabst Racing's Renus VK did a good job keeping Askew in his sights on his way to a strong P2 finish, while Fredericks would bounce back from the previous day's disqualification and finish third in round 6 of the season. Drivers in the Pro Mazda Championship presented by Cooper Tires were finally back on track, and they did not disappoint. Coming into Speedway, Anthony Martin of Cape Motorsports led the title fight after running the table in St. Petersburg. But in Indiana, Martin would have to contend with an old rival from 2016. Victor Franzoni was lights out on the Grand Prix circuit all weekend. The Brazilian and the Aussie would go head-to-head on the start of race 1, as Martin stole the show, coming from third on the grid and grabbing the whole shot out of turn 1. Franzoni worked his way back up to Martin, and the pair danced at over 120 miles an hour for the next couple of laps. By the halfway point in race 1, Franzoni had taken the lead back and was cruising. The Uncos Racing driver would earn his first ever victory in Pro Mazda, beating Martin to the line by 5 seconds. Adding a third different team to the race 1 podium was Team Pelfrey's TJ Fisher, who raised the third place trophy high above his head. Race 2 was very different, but very much the same. It was different in the sense that the Mazda Scholarship winner, Anthony Martin, was surprisingly not found dicing it up for the lead at the front of the pack. The Australian was mired back and forth, fighting to find speed. Race 2 was the same in the regard that the Uncos racing machine, piloted by Victor Franzoni, was lapping the Grand Prix circuit at a blistering pace. 13 seconds was the final margin of victory between Franzoni back to TJ Fisher, whose teammate Carlos Cunha completed the podium in third. The Indy Lights Championship presented by Cooper Tires is the most watched and anticipated pair of races each weekend. The crowds showed up early to take in the action. Nico Jamin kept the win streak for the class rookies alive as the round 3 winner from Alabama scored the first win of the weekend in Indianapolis. Jamin's teammate and 2-time race winner this season, Colton Herta, would give him not much breathing room in the opening stages of race 1. But unfortunately for the youngest driver on track, a slow leak as a result of a tire puncture would end Herta's chances of a third victory. Picking up the slack at the front would be Carlin's Zachary Clayman and Uncos Racing's Kyle Kaiser. The pair traded positions back and forth as Clayman would end up passing Kaiser on lap 23, promoting him to second place with less than 7 laps remaining. Jamin grabbed his second win of 2017, with Clayman storming to his first ever Indy Lights podium result thanks to a second place finish, while Kaiser rounded out the trio in third. Saturday, the Indy Lights drivers played as the opening act to the Indycar race, which would follow later in the day. Before the green flag even flew, things were intense. Off the start, 4th place Santiago Urrutia pointed his Velarde Auto Racing machine down to the bottom lane heading to turn 1, going for it all on the opening corner. Urrutia gained 2 positions from the daring move and ran second out of the opening corner. From there, he and Kaiser would battle. The two went side by side over the course of the next few laps, but Urrutia would simply not have enough speed to hang with Kaiser. Farther back in the pack, Andretti Autosport's Ryan Norman went to work, driving from 12th on the grid to finish 7th. Juan Piedrahita ended his 100th Mazda Road to Indy race with a 5th place finish, after getting around the ailing car of Neil Albarico. Kaiser would score his first win of the 2017 season, allowing him to take over control of the championship fight. Urrutia finished second on Saturday, while Carlin's Matthias Leist stood on the podium in third. The Mazda Road to Indy Grand Prix presented by Royal Purple, supporting the Lupus Foundation of America, is now complete. And with that, so ends the first half of the greatest month in racing. But don't worry, folks, we're coming right back here to Speedway, Indiana in just a few short days as drivers in the Indy Lights Championship presented by Cooper Tires take on their biggest race of the year, the Freedom 100. But until next time when we get back to Speedway, I'd like to personally ask all of you to please visit lupus.org so that you can learn more about this unknown disease and find out how you can donate and support the cause. For everyone here at Road to Indy TV, I'm Tony Laporta. We'll see you down the road.